Badge and Freedom newsletter, which will keep you updated with all the goings on behind the scenes. Look at all these benefits for £6.97 per month. Over 12,000 of you are already members, and we thank you so much for being part of our family and sharing your crafting passion with us. In fact, I'm going to hand over to you to tell everyone else about your experience with Hochanda Freedom.
I'm a Freedom member, which means I can shop a lot.
It's the discounts and all the special offers you get.
I get special offers, I get special discounts. They tell me when everything's happening. So if there's a special show I want to watch, then it's there. I'm able to just shop when I'd like.
It's just good to have.
Yes, you do save. If you buy like I do, you save.
You see, you could be a member instantly for £6.97 per month with no monthly obligation. So when you want to cancel, you can. Just give us a call or go to our website quoting the item number 888 888. So don't forget you get your unlimited standard delivery, exclusive Freedom discounts, members badge and members newsletter. What are you waiting for? Join Hochanda Freedom today and become a member of the growing Hochanda family.
Yes, indeed. Good evening, one. Good evening, all. I was literally just doing my Ronan Keating impression and singing boys' songs. How are you? Are you well? That's what I do at 7 o'clock at night. I love Ronan Keating. Love him. Anyway, I digress. Here we are. Hot off the press is what we're talking about. Yes, hot off the press. I've never worked with them before, but to my knowledge, they've been around for a very, very long time. They really, really have. Now, we've got many a thing to go through, many collections as well, something that's really going to suit everyone in this show. From flowers that we've got on here, to beautiful gates that we've got, to butterflies, to the animals. Do you remember the animals of Farthingwood? Do you remember it? Watership Down, them sort of films, them sort of movies, the little books that you used to get. We've got some beautiful little pretty animals on here as well that you might want to shop ahead. Basically, shop ahead. Shop ahead of me if I was you. Oh, we've changed the details. Who are hot off the press, I hear you cry? Well, there's only one. Well, there's two ladies that can tell me this. Our Lou Collins Skyped in earlier today with our Janice, and she told us everything that we needed to know.
Lou, can you tell us about Hot Off the Press?
Yes, so Hot Off the Press is run by the lovely Paulette, who is overseas. She's over in the States, so of course she can't be with us today. She started Hot Off the Press around 40 years ago, just in her house, and it's just built up from there. It's been ever so popular with paper crafts and scrapbooking, card making for many, many years, and I remember it back from when I first started. So it's a fantastic company, beautiful products, and as we can see, they do stamps, dies, they do all sorts of. The papers are amazing. If you've had a chance to look at them already, they are beautiful.
Yeah, they really are. We've got some gorgeous colours, we've got some gorgeous images as well, full of inspiration.
And that is just me. But gorgeous. Right, we have got some gorgeous things on the show. We really, really have. Let's kick straight off with our first two. Now, these are our big blooms and bigger leaves and ferns is what we're looking at. 7 dies in total. So you've got the beautiful flowers that are here already. So you can turn these into so much more than flowers, though. You can start decoupaging with these. You can start layering them up, and then you get your ferns in there as well. So you're actually getting 4 dies in there, each different size as well, so you can start mats and layers, so you can really, really build them up on there. You can go from really simple to look like this, okay, really simple, just the flower, cut out a card, a bit of paper in the background, hip hip hooray, Bob's your uncle, you are done. But then you can go to things that look like these. Look at that, look at the detail and the depth that you've got on that card. Start using your mop-ups and old books, and you can start creating cards that look a little bit like these if you wanted them to as well. Or you can go really dainty and beautiful with your cards. You're getting everything in the kit. You're also getting the ferns in there as well. Now, I like things like the ferns because, once again, you can turn these into so many other things. Maybe you've got bird dies at home. Your birds could sit on the branch if you wanted to, if you wanted them to, should I say. You've also then got as well in there, you've also got the larger ferns as well to shape your petals that you wanted to. You could also turn them into reeds if you wanted to. You cut loads of these out and start making them into a circle. You've got a beautiful wreath that's there. Use your flower foam that you've got stashed away that you don't know what to use anymore. You can use these and run these through your dye machines as well. Absolutely beautiful. £15 and 98 pence. 324719 is your item number. Right then. We're moving on. I can't swallow them. Now, oh, look at these. I like these already. I like them. Now, is that an aviary, would we say? Oh, it's an arch garden gate. It could be an aviary if you wanted it to be. Look, you've got those beautiful birds in there. Obviously, it's an open aviary, so the birds can come and go as they want. But you've got that beautiful dome effect on there. If I swing this around, you can see the back of what you can create. And I've actually got that card there. Oh, look at that. It's like it was meant to be. So you've got those beautiful aviaries in there, but this time they've taken the birds out and put a sentiment in there if you wanted it to be. Once again, I've got flowers on the show as well, and these flowers are taken from the next set of dies that you see just next door. So you're getting the birds in there. As I said, you know with the previous ones, the twigs and the branches, you could put the birds onto the twigs if you wanted to. And then you get things like the shells in there, the flowers and the ferns again. Also that really delicate circle in there. So things like autumn cards, this would be beautiful for. Using those wood textures that you've got in there as well. You can do so much with. Using those shells, you think, well, how did the shells mix in? Just like this is what they're doing. By changing the colours of the cards, you can really, really go to town. And you can be quite elaborate with these as well. Things like this, look at this. Look quite simple, quite plain and simple, but then look on the inside. How beautiful is that you've got in there as well? Absolutely stunning. The papers are coming up as well. If you're liking the papers, we've got them on the show. But look how these all work together. Now, this dies on the show as well. Look how they all work together. Absolutely beautiful. £14 and 98 pence. 536 536 is your item number for this as well. 14 dies in there. Now the next one, this is the most popular from the previous hour that we've got here. A third of the stock now has already gone. So what are we looking at here? So we are looking at, let me move that out the way. So we're looking at papers first of all. Beautiful papers that you have on here. Now these are 13 chipboard pieces. Now yours will come with pieces inside. I'm guessing. There they are down here. Now I've only got a few of them, but yours will come full, okay? But look at, oh, I should have left them. Look at the details. Look how dainty they are. Look how beautiful. Have we got some black card? Because just so I can put behind, just so you can. I really want you to see the detail in these and how delicate they are as well. You've got your things like your Pearlywink sprays that you can use on there. You've got all your mediums on there as well. Remember, you've also got your 12 by 12s that you can use on there. If I lift them up and put that on there. There you go. Look, so now you can see all that beautiful detail that you've got on there as well. I'll sort that out under a VT. So, what else we got? Let's go through the papers to find what we've got. It's 11 designs that you've got in here is what we're looking at. And you get a sheet of die toppers as well. A sheet of die toppers as well. That could have been anything that come out by mouth then. Right then, there's your die cut toppers that we're looking at just there. So there are those beautiful toppers that you've got. Sentiments and frames. Don't start me off on sentiments again. We've got beautiful sentiments in there already. Absolutely beautiful. You've got your beautiful cards and tags and butterflies, but then we've also got your papers in here as well. So you've got your butterflies flying around in there as well. Now these are double-sided is what we're talking about here, and once again we'll work with all the previous collections that you've already got or you may be getting. Absolutely beautiful. So I'm only going to show you one sheet, but what I'm showing you now is the backs of the other sheets as well. I love these, absolutely love them. I really, really do. You're getting so many designs that are in here. Really, really lovely designs that you're getting as well. All that for £12 and 98 pence. Bit of a bargain, isn't it, really? Really bit of a bargain that you're getting in there for this amount of money. 195165 is your item number for your designs that we've got there as well. Up next, we've got your florals. As well, and the woodland critters. Now this is my favourite. If I've got a favourite set, this would be my favourite set that's on here. I'm loving these animals. Absolutely adore the animals that's on there, because if you like your colouring in, Just have a little look. So you've got things like the little top hat that's in there. You've got a squirrel, a little bear that's in there as well. So you can really give them character. A hedgehog, birds, you've got trees in there. The bear, the raccoon, the fox, the hedgehog, the squirrel, the tree stump, the moose. All little top hats, birds. Hello, friends. Oh, I love this. Because then you can create things like this. How beautiful is that in watercolour? How stunning is that? That, just like it looks like it's been printed straight from the computer. But that's been stamped on. I'd love these stamps. If anyone's watching from hot off the press and you'd like to send me some stamps, just saying. Oh, look, they've made a heart with the tree. With the owl sitting in there, look. If you've got those 3D dots from the previous hour, this would work. This would be the perfect time to use them. I don't know if I've showed you that already. And then we also move on to the flowers that we've also got on the section as well. So you get these beautiful flowers that's here. So your florals, sort of like your circles, that you can really enhance a project with. Maybe cut out the centres and use them as apertures if you wanted to as well. You can perfectly do that with these. But then you can create things that look a little bit like these. I like these. I like the little ditzy print that you've got in there. They don't have to be in the pink state, then you could also use them with your watercolours as well. £18.98 is what we're looking at for these as well. 842139 is your... I don't know what the dance was about, but I liked it. 139 is your item number. It's getting to that time of night. It really is getting to that time of the day. Where I just need to stop talking for a little while. Right then, farmhouse stamps. Now, these are nice as well. Oh, I'm in a quandary now. Oh, I don't know which ones I like now. Because I've just seen the next set of dies as well. The mason jars is what we've got in this stamp collection. So you've got the beautiful jars that's in there. So this could be strawberries you've got in there. So you could go strawberry picking, strawberry flans, pies that's in there. You don't see enough wingcocks, do you? These days. I've never seen a stamp. Well, that's what they're called. The little weather vanes that you've got in there. Oh, it is. There is an official name. It's called a weathercock. Trust me, I've got one. Mine's bent at the moment. The wind took it a couple of weeks ago when we had that heavy rain. Oh, me cockerel stooped. He is stooped. I've got to get up a ladder tomorrow when I'm off, sort out my weathercock. But that's what I'm going to do. But you're getting a stamp. I've never seen a stamp like this. This would be beautiful on like the top of barns and houses that you've got in there as well. You've got all the little jars in there, and you've also got the little label in there. You've got the little doobies down the sides, the little swirls, little patterns that you've got. And then you've also got your paper pad as well. Now, it is a little bit of vintage. Look at that. A little bit of Paris, a little bit of bird cages at the bottom. So if you're going from the birds from the other set, it would also work wonders as well. A few little letters that's in there, little postmarks. You've got different colours in there as well. Something very vintage about it. I love that. That'd be nice in a wedding with a seat plan on. You're sitting here. This one's nice. I suppose you could have that anyway, couldn't you, really? You can have the grey and lovely scrapbook pavement. They've got the base pages as well. I've not showed you the back pages. Once again, I like this bit of gingham. Oh, we love a bit of gingham. We do, because that will go with your jars. Then you also get your toppers included with this as well. So you're getting your toppers and all your marks that you actually need. You also get, oh, look at this. Oh, journaling, scrapbooking now we're talking about. With your little jars as well. So they could be like memory jars. They could be like things to do jars. Job jars that you could use them for as well. Looking at your finished samples though, you can use them to put your strawberries in if you wanted to as well. Really quite modern, but also you can make these quite vintage. You put your glossy accents on there. Maybe you bought like your liquid glass and things like that. We've not even spoke about the honeycomb stamp that you also get that you can start using as backgrounds now as well. And those zigzag lines, what would you do with them? Like that rick-rack that you've got in there. You now use it to, obviously you'd let the animals go that are in the jars, but maybe you're just looking at them as well. I like these, like little honey pots. Like little paint pots that you've also got in there. Pop your flowers in from your previous sets. Use it as a little jar for your flowers. Look at that with that beautiful, it looks like chicken wire in the background. Maybe that's where the weathercock's from. From the chicken wire. So you've got the chicken wire there. Then you've got the oh, I love these. The bees that are there around the honey pot. It could be that well-known bear that loves eating honey. You could also put a little tea light in. Obviously not a real one. You draw one in. But you could put a little tea light in. Or if you were lucky enough to get the LED cards that I had on my previous hour, you could pop a little light in there. So when you open the card, the little jar lit up. Now I'm thinking about Tinkerbell. Just because I do. But no, think about Tinkerbell and how the little jars light up and things like that. You know, when Peter Pan used to carry Tink in the little vein and it used to glow green. I'm starting thinking about that. So much you can do with these things as well. There's a freedom price on this, £21.57. 40447. Oh, let's try that again. I see I'm excited. Oh, you start with talking about Tinkerbell and weathercocks. I'm good. Oh, I'm good to go. What arrow? Oh, what, this one? Pointing at me, obviously. No, this is just the set dressing that we have in the studio. Just random. Who has, I'll get back to this in a minute, who has a vase of pine cones midsummer? Where do you get a pine cone from this time of year? If you've got a jar full of pine cones, send me a picture. Because I can't find a pine cone for love nor money this time of year. I can't even find a conker, let alone a jar full of pine cones. I bet they've been there years. Ooh. Now, anyway, let's get back to the weathercock and the jars. So, very busy on these as well. £21.57, 404745 is your item number. Very busy on these. There is so much. I know we joke, we have a laugh, we have a joke. That's what crafting's all about. But on the serious side, these are absolutely beautiful for the jars that you're getting in there alone. Now, we're moving on to the gardening. I think I heard Janice said she's going to be doing her weeding tomorrow. She'll be out in the garden, trimming her edges, as it were, getting down there and picking up the weeds. I've got that to do tomorrow as well. It's a job that I cannot stand, weeding. They grow quicker than my plants at the moment, the weeds. I'm quite tempted to pull all the plants up and just leave the weeds and call them a feature. I am. Sick of it. Anyway, I digress. What are you getting in there? So you've got a basket in there. So you've got a basket. So you could fill that with the flowers that we've got on the previous dies and stamps. So die cut it out, stamp them in. Hummingbirds. You've got the pots in there as well. The watering can. And that beautiful wheelbarrow, the old school sack barrows as it used to be. Oh, Mr. Sack barrow. So used to sit in there when my dad used to go down to the allotment. He used to wheel me back in it all the way home. Oh, we had a loaf of bread. We could have that Hovis music now. Other breads are available. No, we did that. Does it bring back memories? These sorts of things bring back memories to me. And you've got all the dies in there to create beautiful, stunning cards. Maybe you're into like your 3D work. So you've made like a little potting shed and you want to put them added extras in. Die cut them out of shrink plastic, shrink them all down. You know I love a good bit of shrink plastic. Shrink them all down. You've got like little emblems and little jewels and gems to put into things and using them for the embellishments. £16.98. 818944. 818994 is your item. I can't even see the screens anymore. It's all kind of a little bit blurry. Right then. We're pressing on. Oh, you're shopping ahead for this. Look at what you're getting now. So you are getting, I like this, a little mailbox. So you're getting your mailbox, which is this one here. This is a mini envelope. Now let me show you what it creates. It creates this. So it creates a real working envelope, okay? So it's a real working envelope. So if I show you on this one made out of vellum, this comes out. So you've got a real letter that's in there. In your post box, as it were, in your pillar box, in your mailbox. It depends where you're from, depends what you call it, isn't it, really? Then you've got the bit of grass that will go around the bottom as well. Maybe if I turn that way. Is that better for you? Then on your other side, you've got your beautiful plants, and you could have your flowers growing out the grass. Continue to cut this. This little thing here is like that little handle that the mailman pops down to say, yes, you've got mail. Then you've also got your beautiful flowers running through there as well. You've got 9 dies in total here for £14.98 running through these. These are brand new today. And remember, they're from hot off the press. Been going for years, 40 years it's been going for, hot off the press. And Lou's remembers when they were coming all the way back, all from the USA. I think that's where the idea is from. The inspiration comes from the mailbox, because it's a USA brand. Right then, last but no means least on my counter, we're going toppers. A card kit, we're talking 70 die cuts and 12 papers. Right then, let's look at your die cuts first. They all pop out reasonably easily. This is what they're like this. You've got 2 collections in all this. You've got abundant florals. And then you've got Denim bouquet. So this is your abundant florals. Look how quick and easy it is to make your little toppers that you've got in here. All you simply have to do is pick them up and just place them in. So that could go in there if you wanted it to be. Many blessings to you. You see, there's so many things that you've got in here. Then you've got your papers, once again, to match as well. You can see all those papers on the front just there that's running through them all. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you're getting both collections today for £14.98. Last but no means least, this is the denim. So you've really got that denim look running all the way through the cards. Can you see that there? So you've got that lot of like denim. That's very high street, this one is. Very, very high street at the moment and very on trend. So you get the strips and the borders that are in there as well. And then you get all the beautiful paper. Look at these for papers that you're getting there. Something very exquisite about the papers that you're getting as well. Once again, in all those pinks and denim blues that we're currently looking at as well. Love that. Absolutely stunning. Let's look at some samples before we go any further. I'll get back on my perch. So you've got cards like this. All you need is the card blank. So you can now start creating beautiful cards that look a little bit like these. From that, you can simply go to these. All you simply need to do is just stick them on. You've got things like thankful in there as well. Sending you a hug. That's what we all need at the moment, isn't it? A little virtual hug. I like them. I was going to say something else then, but I'll stop myself. Then you've got other cards as well. Absolutely beautiful. But we are very busy for the woodland critters. You know, the little animals? We're very busy for those that come with the flowers. So why don't we show you a little demo all about the little critters?
For this demonstration, I'm going to be using the Woodland Critters stamp set and then taking some backing papers from the Country Blooms paper pack as well. So the two work really nicely together because you've got that woodland theme or wood grain theme running through the papers. The first thing I'm going to do is create a simple pop-up box card. So this was an A4 piece of cardstock. I scored it across the width four times, so I've split it into quarters with just a tab at the end. I've taken it down to the height that I wanted my box and left a back panel here that's taller and scored everything. So what I need to do then is just tape here, and this can affix to the back here. You're in with me, are you, Betty? Okay. Each of these panels I made 7 centimetres, so that gave me 28 centimetres in length with just a little bit extra for this tab. So as you can see, I've just glued that in there. Now from the excess that I cut off at the top, I've got 2 bars with their score lines in already that I've hand cut out, and these then sit into the box as well. So I just need to apply some glue to the reverse of one tab and the front of another one. So with this, creating this S shape, I can now sit this into my box where I need it. So I'm just going to stand that up so you can see what I'm doing. I'll worry about one side first of all. So bend the tab back a little bit so it doesn't glue to this side. I'll put this one whereabouts I want it to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold my card completely flat. And by doing that, that will stick this tab to the opposite side where I want it to be. So fold that back. Fold this flat, keeping this up to the same level, and just grip that there, and that should now be perfectly level because the width is the same. And I'm going to repeat with this bar. now to decorate this, I've taken some papers from that Country Blooms paper pack. I've got one of the browns that has the beautiful florals in it. So if we look at the detail, you can see we've got florals in there. We've got some script in the background as well. Now I have cut the panels so that they all fit. I've got 3 for these side panels. So I've got one for this side, one for this side, and I've gone round these in a green ink. I've then got one more panel that will sit, it's a little bit longer, so it'll just sit in the back there, and I'm going to go round this with green as well, and that will just tie in with things like the leaves that we're going to be adding in a little while. So just brush a little bit of green around the edge. If you can tie in the same colour ink throughout your project, then it will all look as if it's coming together beautifully. So each of these I'm just going to glue on with a wet glue, and I've also got 2 extra smaller panels here, the same for these bars across here. Now these papers, as I'm gluing them down, they're such good quality. There's no warping or buckling using a wet glue, which I absolutely love, and I love the detail in them as well. So just making sure everything's dry there, nothing's sticking to each other, and we've got everything glued, panels in place. Now I haven't done anything with the back panel, but it's entirely up to you if you want to do that. The beauty of this shape of card is of course that you can fold it flat, pop it into a more of a square envelope, and then the recipient can lift it up and it will be a pop-up as they get it. So the next stage is to do some stamping. So I'm going to pop this card to the side, and I'm going to bring in my Woodland Critters stamp set. So what I'm looking at doing is a tree, a fox, the deer, probably the squirrel as well, and the tree stump. Now you've got lots in here. You've even got the little top hats and things, little acorns there that you can use. So you can really build up an entire scene. Now I'm going to be stamping and then cutting out. So I just want to show you the quality of these stamps first of all. So taking my black VersaFine ink and a clear block, or you can use a stamping platform if you have one. And I'm just going to put my ink all over, just take that excess off there, and press this down gently. And you can see the quality of these stamps is brilliant. If you're going to then be colouring these in, you've got all of your shading elements here with your stippling, so you can see where to add the darker areas for your stamp set. Now I'm going to colour these in with pencils rather than with, usually I'd use pens, but I'm going to use watercolour pencils. So let's just pop these to the side and bring my pencils in. So for him, I'm going to do him a brown colour. So I've got the colour wood here, and I'm just going to very roughly go over his body with a very gentle pencil stroke here. Nothing too harsh, just adding a little bit of shading as I go round and go back over, filling in any gaps. And then I'm going to take a watercolour, a water brush pen, so that's the one with the water in the barrel, and just blend out that shading. Now he doesn't want to be too dark, but I do have a fox to do, which will be a nice dark red, and I have the squirrel, which I've made a grey. We don't often see the red squirrels anymore, and I wanted his colour to stand out as well. So I'll go ahead and I'll recolour all of the other stamps that I'm going to do as well, and then I'll come back. So here are all of my images. They've been coloured in with those watercolour pencils, and now they've been cut out as well. So as you can see, it doesn't take a lot of colour. The images are detailed enough to look really lovely, but they are simple enough to colour in without too much detail, which I love. And you can see the deer there now that I've cut him out, and the tree, for example, there. Now with the tree, rather than cutting inside all of those branches, I'd need to hand cut those, which would take a while. I've actually just left some watercolour in there so it looks like a full tree. So now to put these into our box card. I'm going to bring this back in, and I'm going to place first of all the tree in the background. So that's going to go on this back post here. Now we can only attach these with the base of them because they're going to be standing up. So just a little bit of glue on the feet of each of these, and that will be enough to hold it. So tiny little bit of glue. Actually, if you glue the reverse, less is more with glue, and then pop this in and hold it just for a minute or two. And it doesn't matter if you overlap one of the edges, because your card is going to fold flat that way anyway. But if you're going to overlap this edge, you won't then be wanting to fold your card too flat that way. You want everything staying to one side, so when you fold it flat, it all still fits in the envelope. There's one. And then I'm keeping the larger images to the back. So my deer there is also going to go onto that back panel. Tiny bit of glue. This is handy with this precision nib here on this glue stick. So just popping his feet in there. I've just moved my tree. So there, I've got my deer in there as well at the moment. You can support this a little bit further if you want to by adding a strip of cardstock to the reverse and sticking it to the other side there, but I quite like the movement that we've got there. Then I'm going to have my fox just here. And lastly, I've got my squirrel and the tree stump. So the squirrel I'm going to first of all attach to the tree stump, sit him on there. He's looking very cheeky. And then I'm just going to apply the glue to the base of the tree stump. Now, to make the glue hold quicker, what I usually do is I put some on and then I wipe the excess off. So there's not much glue on there at all. And sit him on there and just hold for a moment to make sure that's stuck before you go to the next stage. Now I've taken this leaf from the All Seasons oval wreath set, and I've cut this a number of times, 6 or 7 times, from green cardstock. So these are those leaves, and what I've done as well is just to tie everything in is I have gone round the edge of all of these leaves. It's a very subtle effect, but with that same green that I went around the edge of the backing papers with, and that just helps again to tie everything in and make sure everything's the same sort of tones. Now with these, what I'm going to do is divide them into 3s, and then I'm going to place 3 up here and 3 in this bottom corner here. So just scattering them around using a little bit of foam tape on the back, or foam pads if you have them. Making them look a bit like fallen leaves there. I'm actually going to put 2, I think, here. I might change this. So staggering them, and then once they're down, lift up those leaves a little bit, give them a little bit of shape. You can do it before you stick them down if you wish. And lastly, one leaf that looks as if it's just falling on this side. There we go. So now we have our box card, our pop-up box. So everything lays flat to go into an envelope, whichever way you decide to do it. But you've got all of your friends there in the forest, all playing nicely together, and you can put any greeting on here you wish.
You can. And look what I have finished said sample here. So it'll fold down and go in your envelope. And then when it springs to life, are you ready? Ba-ba! You get that 3D look on there of all the little animals. You can make a little puppet show. Put little animals on sticks and they could walk and they could talk, and oh, there's so much you could do with them when you get home. Very busy across the board. I knew we would be for this hour as well. Remember, this is hot off the press. Been going for a while now. They know what they're doing when it comes to dies and when it comes to stamps as well. Very, very quickly, some things that you're absolutely loving. The bigger blooms and the bigger leaves you're loving as well. You're getting all your dies here. You're getting 7 dies in total is what you're getting for these. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful cards. of all the mats and layers that you can do with these as well. Can you see all the other samples that run through the background? So there's your honeycomb that works on your animals as well that we've just seen. More of the leaves that you've got in there as well. There's so many things you can do with all of these when you get them home. Very busy for these. £15.98, 324719 is your item number. Right then, now we got our oval roof and the gates, the arch garden gates as well. Absolutely beautiful, good size die as well is what you're getting here. The gates themselves will look a little bit like this when you open them out, but they'll also work with all the other elements that I've also got on the show as well. Where is that flap? There it is. With all the elements that I've also got on the show, they will also work well on their own. You open those gates up, let the gates open, as it were. Maybe you've got papers that sort of open out to a meadow. You could do that, or create your own meadow. You see, if you've got the ribbon down there, put the ribbon down the side of your card. The plant pots that we saw earlier as well. See how it all ties together, mixes and matches quite nicely. You get the flowers in the card set as well, when you also get this amazing arch, sort of circles within a circle. £14.98, 536536 is your item number. So I think the most popular thing on the show by far is the butterfly pack that we have on here at the moment. £12.98 is what you're looking at the moment. 195165 is your item number. You are getting in here, you're getting your chipboard set is what you're looking at on here. Absolutely beautiful. Now yours will be full, okay? Yours will be full. So we've sort of got a few of the samples that are still left. But if I hold them against the black card that I asked for earlier, look at the detail that you've got on there already. Absolutely beautiful. Then you've got things like these as well, which are beautiful. Look at all of those. So start using your sprays on there as well. So much you can do with them when you get them home. Then you can also use it as a stencil as well. And you also get your 12 by 12 for £12.98. Worth a little shot in it, worth a little shot. Now, we've got your animals. This is what we saw the demo on at the moment as well. £18.98. So you get your florals in here, you get your floral sprays, and you also get your woodland critters. 35 stamps in total for £18.98. You're saving £5 on these. Oh, look at this. So you get your beautiful cards that look like these as well. Let me show you some of your animals as well that you can get it in there. Absolutely beautiful. £18.98 is what you're looking at for all these as well. 842139 is your item, and maybe you want to do some die cutting as well. Well, guess what? I've got some of those on the show as well. You're going to need some cards, in you. Once you've got the look at me. Once you get this card for £9.99, 651925 is your item number. This is your super smooth white card collection. A4 200, 250, and 300 GSM. 150 sheets in total is what you're looking at here. These are parts of your 7-day savers. £9.99, and you're saving £10. Absolute bargain is what you're looking at then. Something else, you want some muduff? You might want some MDF to decorate as well. Imagine stamping onto these. You've got your planks on there. Now look, these all work together as well. They are your butterflies, your little hearts, your wheelbarrow will work on there. Your camper van outside the gates maybe that you wanted to. Your two swans maybe sitting there with all your other animals from your little critter collection. You can put all those on to a plaque as well. Really get you that dimension. You get the umbrella, you get the ballet dancers in there as well. And you also get the birds on a branch. Absolutely beautiful. Right then, let's waste no more time. I'm curious at the time because I want to get in another demo as well. So let's go to Alu for a brand new demo. This time, she's going to use the card packs that we saw earlier.
For this card, I'm going to be using the Denim Bouquet Artful card kit. Now, this kit is filled with 6 papers that are double-sided, so you've got 12 different designs there, all coordinating beautifully. You've got blues, pinks, and of course like a grey colour in there. You've got distressing, you've got florals, you've got scripts as well. But then you also have 35 die cuts, and these die cuts are absolutely beautiful. You can see on the back here where I've been using this pack. I've popped lots out. They fall out really beautifully. You don't need to trim any pips away to neaten them up, so they're really ideal for creating nice quick cards. So for this card, I've taken if I just fold this over and show you, I've taken a card base there and I've folded it back on itself, so one of the panels, and then what I've done is I've actually trimmed the top section away. So I've got my card, if I just turn this the right way, I've got my card that opens and closes like this, and then this panel that I cut away, what I'm going to do is just turn that round, and this is going to also fit onto the card like so. So that's the perfect fit to create that pop-up, that standout element there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to cover each of these 6 panels that I've got on my card with the backing papers. Now I've chosen just 2 sheets of paper, 1 sheet of paper, sorry, but 2 different designs, because on the reverse of this beautiful blue floral sheet I've got the grey sort of damask pattern, and I'm going to use these 2 sides and not a lot else in the way of pattern paper because they work so well together. So just using either a tape runner or a wet glue, I'm just going to cover each of the panels, and as I cover these I'm going to be mixing up the colours on each side. So the centre panel for each one will be the alternate colour to what I'm using. So just here I'm using the blue, and I'll do the same for the large panel in the background here. So just using my tape runner. It's a nice and neat quick glue to use, but the weight of this paper here is absolutely perfect. It's been designed so that if you do use your wet glue a lot for sticking your mats and layers down like this, then it's not going to warp, it's not going to have that bubbling effect or that wrinkling effect, because it's a really good quality cardstock. So I'm then going to flip my paper over for this middle section to make this one a different colour. Again, as you can see on each of the panels I am leaving a white border, and then I'm going to do the same on this but with alternate colours. So the middle panel is going to be the blue. I'll put that down now before I forget which way I'm doing it. So the middle is the blue, and then the 2 outer ones will be the grey colour. Now what I need to do is I need to attach this panel to here. So the best way to do this is just to lay the cards completely flat, and you can decide now whether you want this to be down the bottom, whether you want it in the middle or somewhere else, maybe a third of the way up. It's entirely up to you. I'll probably leave it around a third of the way up. You want to glue this entire shorter panel this end down, leave the middle completely free, and then you want to glue this longer panel down only the length of this here. So the glue will be from here to here and from here to here. So we'll flip this over whilst it's on that cardstock there for measurement. I know that I need all of this gluing down. Again, you can use your glue tape if you want to. I find a wet glue is stronger in the long run, so if you've got time to allow wet glue to dry, then do so here. Oops, a little bit long there. So I'm just going to wipe up, I just went a little bit over the score line there. There we go. And now just flip this over and line it up. And if you use the edge of your card, you should get that pretty straight. So if it's straight along here, as long as you've cut it straight in a trimmer, then it should be all the way across and then straight on this end as well. And just very quickly open that up and fold it just to ensure everything's in the right place before that glue dries. So there we have a lovely shaped card so far decorated with those papers. I mean, that looks really professional already. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a main piece of decoration on this panel. Now I'm going to use for this the gorgeous die cuts that come in with this kit. So the Artful card kits have all of these different die cuts. They are absolutely beautiful. I've popped out a frame here and it has a black border. So the frame is going to sit across there, and I'm going to tuck my sentiment along there as well. So making that quite central, and then the sentiment is just peeking from behind. And then I've just got a little bit more in the way of decoration that I'll put on in a moment. So I want to attach this to this part of the card here, leaving this corner and of course this corner free from any adhesive. So if I just bring that down, I know where I need to put my tape, and I'm going to use a foam tape just to lift it off ever so slightly. And this is really strong, so you won't need a lot of it. So just my base corner here as well, and then a little bit in the middle. Now if it's easier for you, maybe mark with a pencil before you go ahead and do this whereabouts you want to have your tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to check this and make sure if I hold this in place, so that's around the center, and I'm just going to look underneath and make sure there's no tape anywhere in there that will be showing that where I don't want it to be, and that's absolutely fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay this where I want it to be, because the tape is actually going to hold that section in, that sentiment in there. So just move everything to where it needs to be. As long as you've got a good sturdy card base, that should sit there quite nicely on its own without being held. And then remove the backing from the foam tape and place this down over the top of that sentiment, and that should all hold in nicely. So just pinching those corners, make sure everything's central before you lower it down. There. Perfect. Just give that a squeeze, and then if you want to, you can take something like a pokey tool and just lift up the corners of this banner here, give it a little more shape, and the same can be done here. Gives it a bit of shape without adding too much dimension, but it kind of brings it to life a little bit there. Now to finish this off, I've done some fussy cutting. There are some papers, as you can see there's one here in this kit that have some beautiful flowers that are perfect for cutting out. So I've cut 3 elements out. I've cut quite a large one here. I've also cut a slightly smaller one, and then I've cut a mid-size one, and they're going to be positioned as you've just seen me place them there. So 1 on the end, 2 on the frame, and that will finish that off beautifully. So now it's entirely up to you how you attach these. Again, I really do like to use a foam tape if I can. Adds a bit of dimension, lifts everything up, adds those layers, those drop shadows, and that interest as well. So if you want to, you can be shaping these. You can be using your, maybe you've got flower shaping tools and you can roll them. Otherwise, you can just use your pokey tool, just avoiding the wording on there, making sure you can still read the wording clearly. Still got those banners. Lift things up, give them a bit of shape. This one's a little bit harder because we've got the very thin stem on it. So I'm going to put a little bit of foam tape just over the main body of the flower head there, and then I'm going to use a wet glue on the stem just to ensure that I get this stuck really well. There. I'm going to tuck that in, so almost as if it's coming out from the frame, just here and round to there. So those leaves have some glue on, and that has the tape that way. Don't want to overlap too much. Put that there we go. So there we've got another beautiful card made purely from that Artful card kit with just some adhesive and of course a white card blank added in.
I like it. I like it a lot, and that was the one I showed you at the top of the show, see? Because I knew it was coming up. So what are you actually getting in this kit? Well, you are getting 70 die cuts and 12 papers is what you're getting in there. What are you getting? So you are getting all the die cuts that you currently see at the bottom as well. So you're getting the aperture windows, and you're also getting the sentiments that's in there as well. All these beautiful large aperture windows that you can use for all the projects that you've already got in hand. Not only are you getting that colour though, you're also getting your beautiful denim colours that's in there. Look at the stunning denims that we've got bursting through all of these stunning, stunning colours. So you've got your blacks in there, your blacks and pinks, your blue and pinks, all popping on those pink cards. Not only have that got that, you've also got your papers, but you also get inspiration on the packaging as well. So you know you're never alone with these cards. If you get it home and you think, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed, as it were. Well, you've got the inspiration there that's really going to take you through everything step by step. Shall we have a look at your papers? Let's do it. Let me come round to the side. So this is your denim bouquet that we're looking at. Now, you're not choosing, you're getting both of these. So this is your denim bouquet that we're looking at the moment. There's two sides to every page that you get here as well. So you get that beautiful script that's in there. You get that beautiful denim bouquet that's on there as well. And then you get the lines in there. So you're getting two of each sheet is what you're getting here. I love this. Absolutely beautiful. So there's the back of that one that you see just above there as well. Then you're getting the pink in there as well with the beautiful swirl, and you sort of got the lighter swirl with the little dots. Now, once again, that could go any way. Maybe you only use a small section of this paper. You get your pinks, you get that. I love this. I think that's a beautiful, beautiful paper then on the back. And then you've got these pinks as well. There's something quite cabaret about that, I feel. Something quite cabaret with the swirls and the pink and the black. That's what we were talking about under that VT. Actually, it's like cabarets. What could you use in these sets for cabarets? They make beautiful inspiration and invitations for parties. They really, really would if you wanted to. The other bundle that we got, this is the Abundant Floral. That we've got in Your Other Kids as well. Once again, stunning papers, inspiration on the sheet as well. Sorry, excuse me. £14.98, 339346 is your item number here. 70 die cuts and 12 papers in total is what you are getting. Absolutely beautiful. Mailbox and mini envelopes is up next. What are you getting this? I hear you cry. Well, you get the beautiful mailbox to make it 3D as well. You get that extra door, but you could use that as a little mouse house if you wanted to as well. You see? So really do think outside the box. You've got this beautiful, beautiful stand that the mailbox is on. You cut the mailbox off and you've just got these beautiful, it could be like a Roman candle if you wanted to be. Turn it upside down. It could be a lantern in the garden. It could be a torch. You've also got the beautiful grass that's on there as well. And you've also got the envelopes. And you've got these, which are the flowers that you've got in there. All together, they do create stunning imagery that looks a little bit like these. So there's the wheelbarrows in another collection that we're coming on to next. But you're getting all the flowers that are in there. The mailbox that we've got there as well, these are real working mailboxes, so you can take the letters out if you wanted to as well. From there, you could go cute and cuddly as well, or you could just send a note saying just to say. Absolutely beautiful is what it is. £14.98, 371563 is your item number. Right then, watering can and wheelbarrow next. I think that's the job for most people tomorrow if you're off. A day in the garden. It's going to be warm, but you know, the weeds like the warmth. I've got, as I said before, I've got more weeds in my garden at the moment than I have plants. Oh, I've got into gardening slowly. Oh, is it the rain for the weeds, not the heat? Or is it the rain and then the heat that makes them grow, though? The rain mainly. Oh, it's the rain that mainly makes them grow. Oh, maybe, okay then. Maybe I wish it would stop raining. My garden is... You pull it all out. Tomorrow it will look lovely. By tomorrow night it will look beautiful. I'll get up on Friday morning. They'll all be back again. Oh, I can't keep up. I try and get them from the roots, though, but then you get Molly trying to go with her little fingers. She's got good fingers for weeding, Ammo. We get her up and down the path. Cider vinegar. I use white vinegar. Cider vinegar. That gets rid of them. Does it kill grass in the soil, though?
No, just make sure it goes down to the weeds.
Goes down to the weeds, cider vinegar. New show coming soon this Saturday, Gardening with Janice. In the potting shed with Janice.
Soil yourself up with Janice.
Soil yourself up with Jan. Oh, I don't think soil yourself up's the right terminology here, yeah? No. We might get the wrong end. I'm not asking for emails in that show, I can tell you right now. Now! I'm not going there anymore. Oh. Come pot, no, not come pot with Janice. Come, spade and fork with Janice. The trowel, come and trowel it over. Come and wet your, what? Come and wet your plants with Janice.
Wet the bed with Janice.
Wet the bed with Janice. Come and wet your plants with Janice. What did you do Saturday? I wet my plants with Janice. You pardon? You what? It would work. Wet your plants with Janice. coming to Hochanda. You'll see a promo next week. It'll be there. Wet your plants with Janice. Yes. And in the opening promo, we could have Derek with his fishing rod and a nomad, sitting by a pond, because he's only little. Anyway, we digress. What we're looking at now, we are looking at the wheelbarrow and the gathering baskets and clay pots is what we've got here. £16 and 98 pence. 818994 is your item number for this. Beautiful, beautiful dies is what you're getting there. 8 dies in total. Now, one of my favourite collections. I absolutely love these at the moment. They are absolutely stunning. Look at these little honey pots that you've got in there. You've got your rick-rack on there as well. These are all stamps that you're actually getting in the collection. You're also getting the honeycomb effect that's also behind. From there, you've also got that beautiful honeycomb in the back as well. Turn your jars into flowers if you wanted them. Pop your strawberries in. Not only do you get that, though, you also get your beautiful, beautiful apple pie, your bees and buzzing on there, your labels, your sweet and hello statements on there as well. All of this for £23 and 97 pence. 404745 is your item number. Let's have a quick flick through of your papers that we've got with these as well. We've only got 45 seconds left, so we'll be really quick. There you go. You've got all these stunning papers. They're all double-sided that's on there as well. Absolutely beautiful, beautiful papers that you've got in there. £23 and 97 pence for all these. Right then, start checking out your baskets if I was you. Don't miss out on the amazing deals. Coming up next, though, you've got another chance to look at your amazing one-day special. And then after that, it is Phil Martin's magazine. If you missed it the first time round, it's another chance to get it as well. Yes, go and wet your plants with Janice. Don't go anywhere. There's so much more to shop for here on the wonderful world of Hochanda. Yes, indeed. Get groovy with Janice coming up next. And Clarity is your one-day special. Sentimentally yours after that. And then another look at the beautiful Groovy Plates one-day special. For all our wonderful viewers in the USA, we have a special message just for you. As you know, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, we've had to stop shipping to the United States of America as there was no flights. But good news. We can now ship again, but unfortunately, the charges will be $12.95 per item. Now, we know this is expensive, but did you know if you join Freedom, not only will you get a monthly newsletter, you will get unlimited standard delivery, extreme discounts, monthly newsletter, and also your members badge as well. All of this for $19.99 a month. A Freedom, it pays for itself. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today and become a Freedom member. And you know what? You can also carry on crafting. Don't go anywhere. Stay with us for the rest of the evening. Join our Janice Facebook Lives and much, much more. I'll see you.
Hi, my name is Blanche Siegmann. I'm the owner of the company La Blanche. The company La Blanche is a crafting company located in Germany. For over 20 years, I'm designing and selling stamps, paper crafting products, and home decoration. As a passionate crafter myself, I make sure all our products are of highest quality and easy to use. We produce a whole range of products. We produce paper products. We have also shrink sleeves for your jars, glasses. We have home decoration products, paints and wall decals. Everything, the whole range of crafting we produce for you. I hope you enjoy watching us at Hochanda and crafting with La Blanche.
Hello, I'm Sue Trangmar and I started Daisy Chain Designs 20 years ago. Back in the day there were very few quilt patterns in the marketplace, and so I started to bring patterns into the UK from America and Australia, and along the way I've been lucky enough to work with some fantastic British designers, and that is what really the essence of Daisy Chain Designs are. At Daisy Chain Designs, we're passionate about sewing and quilting. We design projects that hopefully will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and have a go. We have great fun in designing things from the very start, and then the end product is always very exciting when you actually see it made. So don't miss the Daisy Chain Design shows on Hochanda.
Hochanda News! We're excited to announce that from the 1st of July, our broadcast hours on Freeview will be extended to 10 p.m. each day. We know that many of you have been missing our live shows in the evenings, and we look forward to having you with us once again.
Hi, I'm Leslie from Chocolate Baroque, and we design and manufacture our own rubber stamps right here in the northeast of England. We have a wonderful in-house designer called Sue, who hand draws all the images, which we then transfer into rubber stamps. We have very, very elaborate designs. We have everything from steampunk right through to beautiful florals, and then we have scenic and we have words. Our stamps are beautifully elaborate, very, very detailed, exquisitely etched, and the quality is next to none. So good that if you look after your stamps, we guarantee them for a lifetime. Whether it's stamping, mixed media or art journaling, join us at Hochanda for our journey into everything creative and messy, and see what you can create with our stamps.
Hello everyone, I hope you're well. We have a one-day special for you. And a one-day special is an item that we launch here on Hochanda at 6 o'clock every night, and it runs all the way through the night and the next day, whilst we've got the stocks. Now, the reason why I'm telling you that is because we are now over a quarter of the stock gone of the one-day special. I know we've been so busy. It's a wonderful collection of Groovy plates so that you can use them with ease to build and create marvellous imagery with those gorgeous flowers designed by Tina Cox, but also cut them out as well, but still get the traditional Pico cut around those flowers, but without a pair of scissors or even the knowledge of how to do it, because your Pico dies will do it all for you. You've got your flower collections, you've also got your leaves as well. You can see there with that detail, this is the detail that traditional parchers get when they use their Pico scissors to cut out. It takes perforation, it takes cutting, and sometimes it takes a lot of skill as well. But now, with this unique system of the dies brought to us by the wonderful Barbara Gray and her team at Clarity, we have got the opportunity now just to instantly produce those shapes. And it also means that with the dies we can use them with paper and parchment. So it's not just parchment, but you'll see there going around the edge of those flowers, you can see that wonderful Pico cut. It is exact, it is detailed, and it's time and time again every time you use them. It's a wonderful system. The one-day special, you're saving £29.50. It's available on 2 payments of £39.97. 104535. To tell us a little bit more about it, here's our wonderful Paul Church.
Hi, thanks for joining me. I thought I'd explain a little bit about the one-day special and the idea behind the beautiful Pico dies and Groovy plates. Now, Tina originally created this beautiful design, and this is her 3D flowers and butterflies plate, which we've also got on the show. And you can see here you've got some gorgeous flowers. And when you look at the designs, they're the same designs that are in the one-day special. Okay, now we was at an event and one of our lovely customers, Sue Isherwood, turned up and presented Barbara with a beautiful bouquet of flowers. And what she'd done is she traced all of these out and she'd Pico cut each flower individually. and it would have taken her hours and hours and hours. So the idea was then, I can't remember who made the suggestion, but it was, why can't we have Pico flowers? So that's where the idea came from. So if you want to do it traditionally, you've got this beautiful plate which is on the show, but the one day special will give you this, and it is so much quicker. So I've got a selection of different flowers here that we can see, and you've got 3 different sizes in each of the 4 different flowers. So we've got the heart blossom, we've got the pretty posy, we've got the perfect petals, and then we've got the stellar bloom. So you could literally spend a couple of hours die cutting from all the different coloured parchment and then tracing them out and assembling them. So let me show you how they work, and just to show you how easy it is to do. So I'll just pop this to one side. Now I've got my dies in the beautiful folder that comes with the one day special. So we've got the heart blossom, and then we've got the coordinating groovy plate. We've then got the Pico flowers, the pretty posies, the stellar blooms, and then finally the leaves. So let me show you how it works. So I'm going to take my groovy plate, and this is what we call an A5 slim. 2 of them together make up an A5 plate. Now what I've done, I've already die cut one of the flowers out, and you can see here, I've just done it on clear parchment, but it's very, very simple. Now I need something to hold these together. So I know a lot of you have recently invested in the A5 calligraphy plate mate, and you'll see that they work perfectly within there. So I'm going to use a Groovy tab just to hold them both in place. And what's a good idea is to actually wipe the parchment before you do the die cutting. And the reason I say that is because you've got all these perforations around the outside, and your tumble dryer could catch. Now, I suggest doing that, but did I do it myself? Of course I didn't. So all I'm going to do is take my tumble dry sheet, and I'm starting from the middle, and I'm just wiping outwards. Okay, so that means that's now lubricated for me to do the tracing out. Now I've gone for the largest one, just to show how easy it is, and I'm going to take some Groovy tabs. I would suggest going with new Groovy tabs on these, because you need a really good hold whilst you're tracing out. So I'm going to pop one just there to hold that one in place, and I'm going to pop one just over here to hold that in place. Then if I take my tool from the starter kit, so I've got the number 1 tool, and I'm going to take my Groovy guard, just so I've got something to lean on, and it also helps hold it in place as well. And then all you're going to do, like you would with a normal Groovy plate, is just trace out the design. Now what I love about these particular flowers is that you've got elements on the inside that you can trace out if you want to. But again, as we all know, with the Groovy system, you decide whether you want to do that. So I'm just going to trace out while we're doing this, and you can see how quick and easy. I mean, this is the largest one, and you're going to get 3 different flowers on sizes on each of the plates and on the dies. So you can see here, we're just tracing that out, and you've got your beautiful flower. So I'm going to remove one tab from there, so I can reposition that, tape that down, bring that one over here, he says, just trying to, oh, why is it always there? There we go, that one there, and then hold that one in place, and then again I'll use my Groovy guard, just so it gives me something to lean on. And again, if you jump out, it's not going to ruin your design. So traditionally what you would have done first, you would have traced out your flower first, then you would have taken a 2-needle tool, perforated all the way around the outside, and then you would have had to Pico cut it with either the ring lock, the perca cutters or the exclusive scissors. But you can see just by running it through the die, I've now got a beautiful Pico flower instantly. Let me just bring that up so you can see that. There we go. See, so you can see that there, how you've got that beautiful design. So as I say, if you've got the coloured parchment, we've got some fantastic offers on the show of coloured parchment. So why not do that and just spend a couple of hours die cutting out and then deciding whether you want to add in the lines. So I hope that's explained where it's come from, and you can join me over the next couple of hours for some tips, techniques, some different layouts, and how you can incorporate them within your designs.
It's fantastic, isn't it? And it's achievable. It's achievable for you guys at home when you get your Groovy plates and your Pico dies. Right, we've got the lovely Paul Church on the phone. Good evening, Paul.
Good evening, Janet.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
It's lovely to have your company. Great to see that demonstration there. We've got more demonstrations coming up from you, Paul. But this is a superb collection. Can we just talk about it for anyone that doesn't know the Groovy system, how they can use the plates and these dies together to create some amazing, amazing designs?
That's right. Well, I mean, the Groovy plates are sort of standard. People that are into their parchment craft now, the Groovy plates are laser-etched acrylic plates to a specific depth and width, which allows you to trace your design onto parchment really, really easy. If you can hold a pen, you can do it. And then what we've done is we've combined it with our beautiful fresh-cut die range. And these are not any dies. These are sort of like the Pico dies. And they're just fantastic because when you look at the art samples, Janice, that all the design team have done, if we was gonna do this as a one-day special, say today, like we are, we would have had to have sent those out if it wasn't the dies and it was just the plates, probably about a month and a half beforehand, in order to get the quality and the number of samples in, because it would have taken that long.
Now, you make everything here in the UK as well, and that's when we're talking about the quality of the products that you are sending out to the customer. But also with the dies themselves, it's important to let people know, if I just turn one of them round, that there is a coating on the die, which of course is going to allow that easy release, not just of parchment, but you can use these with paper, can't you?
That's right. I mean, the dies are manufactured outside of the UK because that's the way that it has to work. But yeah, because it's got that coating on it, and what you'll notice on each of them, you've got these little circles in the middle. So what that means is that you can use them. In one of the demos tomorrow, I use them as like faux brads. So you can die cut all your bits out and you can put glue in the middle of your parchment and hide it with that. But it also means that you can die cut the middle as well if you want to sort of get a different effect.
It really is amazing. It's a wonderful collection to have from the lovely Tina Cox. We need to give a shout out to Tina. Such a talented lady. I've been fortunate to work with Tina here at Hochanda when we were having guests live in the studio, and her talent is absolutely incredible. And the lovely thing about Tina, she doesn't actually know it herself, does she, how talented she is?
No, exactly. And the skill and the knowledge is just absolutely amazing. And when you look at her designs, you can instantly say, that's a Tina design. She's so stylish.
Yes, she really is. And what I love about this collection as well, just looking at all the fantastic samples we've got here from the design team. So I do want to thank everybody. And if I don't mention everyone's name throughout the show, I do apologise, but I will try my hardest. You can go from a very traditional look with your parchment and your Pico dies to a more modern, fresh look with your designs as well, and I think that's what your one day special allows you to do. It's an incredible deal at a fabulous price. Paul, we've got some more demonstrations coming up from you in a little while in the show, but in the meantime, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us.
You're welcome. And I think the first demo you're going to see in this hour is where I don't actually use the dies, it's more about using the plates.
Perfect, lovely. Thanks, Paul, and we'll see you in a moment's time on your demos.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Take care, Paul. Bye-bye. Oh, right, 30% of the... I'm getting so excited, I can't get my words out. I'll start again. 30% of the stock has now gone of your one-day special. Remember, you get your folder as well. It's a wonderful folder. Of course, it's branded right there. You've got your fresh cut dies, and in there you can indeed store your dies if you want to. You can put your Groovy plates in there if you wish. That's entirely up to you, but you get that included. 104535 is your item number. A great collection, an amazing collection, and a wonderful price as well. Saving £29.50. 2 payments of £39.97 makes it affordable. Right, we've got some parchment for you, so it means you can go for the whole kit and caboodle. Get your 100 sheets in your basket, and you can divide the cost of this into 2 if you want to. You get 10 of each colour, and the colours, well, there's 2 shades of each, so that would be perfect for matting and layering up your flowers. So you could have a darker flower petals underneath, the lighter on the top. £28.49 is all we need from you today if you want to pop this into your basket and check on out. We've been very busy for this tonight, actually. You're also getting your folder as well, so a great way of storing your projects. It's an A5 folder, and you've got your A5 two-tone parchment as well, so store the two-tone even before you've used it in that folder. Available on FlexiBuy, 2 payments of £28.49. Now we've got some more designs from the wonderful Tina Cox as well, and what we've got here, some flowers and butterflies which will accompany your one-day special, or they'll be absolutely perfect on their own. But what's lovely about this deal is that you get the plate for £19.98, and guess what, you've got the book as well. This is a great deal. It's not an extra, you've got the book as well, and this is Tina's 3D flowers. So you've got that lovely groovy inspiration. We open up the book and we've got lots of projects to follow, step-by-step instructions as well, telling you how to achieve what Tina has created. So that's lovely, isn't it? Right from the word go, you take this out of your bag, your packaging. If you've got your parchment already, you start to create. If you've not got your parchment, then it might be a good idea to actually get some parchment for you. Let me show you how these plates work. So when you use your Groovy, this is how you get the white work. Crisp, beautiful lines, beautiful drawings by Tina. Then you can start to stretch the parchment with your tools. You see how you're now beginning to get more out of your images and more detail. And then, of course, you can add some colour as well, taking it to the next level if you want to, and it looks completely different with the beautiful colour that you've got in there. £19.98, using these to build up and create your cards. Some samples here. This one is by Carol, I believe. No, Glynis. This is by Glynis. Isn't that lovely? Well, I went from Carol to Glynis because it actually says, oh, it says Groovy, not Carol. I've not got my glasses on, everyone, and it's Glynis. Glynis at the bottom there. Oh dear, I don't know. This one, let's see if I can get this one right. This is Butterfly Kisses, and this is from Josie Davison. Isn't that lovely? Oh, you wait till you see the next one. Oh my word, we've got some gorgeous ones here. This one's used the rainbow paper. And this one's by Amanda Williams. Wow, Amanda, that's amazing. That is very, very original. If I turn it that way, you can see how this has been developed with the square and then the lines inside, but then just turning that back. That is very, very clever, as is this one here that has the smallest writing on the back. I'll tell you who this is by. Gail. That looks like Gail, I think. There's a G and there's an L. I can work that out. It's by Gail. That is, hang on a minute. Let me just double check. Gail. It's by Gail. That's by Gail. Absolutely beautiful. And that one by beautiful card by Maria. £19.98, saving £6. 434141 is your item number if you want to add this to your one-day special. The price of that divisible by 2. Only a tenner. Only a tenner with your one-day special. Right. We've got some more for you. These are together, and you've got your beautiful Floral Swirls Duet and Tina's Floral Swirls and Corners book. This is your Groovy plate set. Beautiful designs here, and the book itself taking you once again through the designs. This particular design, if you have a look at that lovely work there with the blue paper in the background. Look at that. Yeah. You can achieve that. you can do that because our lovely Tina will take you through how to do that with the plates that you are getting. Wonderful designs from cards to envelopes, maybe from envelopes to coasters, and you can use as much or as little of the plates as you like, so you can really personalise the designs that you've got, and you could use one of the elements again and again. So you can use it on repeat if you wish, but you've got plenty of elements there to choose from. Beautiful. I'd like to count them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And a lot more. There's too many to count. A great selection. There's about 14 there, if not more. A beautiful way to put into the corner of your designs and really to bring out the designs that you're putting in there. £31.47, saving £9.50. It's kind of a why not deal. Freedom is £9.67 here in the UK. You can become a Freedom member in the States and in Europe, and that means that your P&P is always included. You're saving £9.50 on this deal. If you're not a Freedom member, become a Freedom member and save. Now we've got a starter kit for you from Groovy. What a wonderful way to start a brand new craft. We're already busy for this. And what excites me about that is that we have new crafters getting into Groovy all the time, and isn't that wonderful? This is a great kit that's been put together for you. So you've got your Groovy plates, you've got some lovely trees there. Remember, you can use all or just part of the elements. If you just wanted to use the inside of those trees, you can do. If you wanted to have a tree in a winter time without the leaves, you can do. You've got your tags and your circles, your discs and your numbers. You've got your squares as well, and you've also got your plate mate there. So you put your plates inside, it keeps it nice and secure. You've also got the extras as well. This is something the team have thought about. If they're going to give you a plate mate, why don't they give you other items around the edge for you to use as well? You've got your tools and your tumble drying sheets. You've also got your parchment paper, and you've got your instruction booklet as well. It's your starter kit. And in there you've got, again, lots of different designs for you to put together. So when you get your starter kit out, you've got parchment, you've got plates, you've got your mates in there, you've also got your mat, you've got everything you need. How wonderful is that? What a great gift. Do you know what? That's like getting a gift at Christmas time that has the batteries included, because you've got everything there. You know, when you get a gift and you don't have the batteries, you're like, I can't use that. Get this home, get it out of the bag, get it out of the box, and start enjoying instantly. 2 payments of £27.50. You've got yourself a brand new craft. Starting your journey right here with us on Hochanda. 946594 is your item number. Right, let's head back to Paul now and see some more demonstrations.
Hi, thanks for joining me. For this demo, I've taken my inspiration from one of our design team members. Now, unfortunately, I can't give credit because there's no name on the back. But I love the use of where the design team member has put the Groovy plates in the background and Pico cut out to allow the paper to come through from behind, and then finished it off with these beautiful 3D flowers as embellishments. So I thought I would do my twist on it, and instead of going square, I thought we'd go circle. So what I've done is I've taken our Pico circles that we've got on the show, and I've die cut a piece of Indian summer paper and parchment. Okay, so that's going to be in my background, and this is the piece that we're going to work on and trace out the various designs. So to start off with, what I need to do first is to create my frame in which to contain the flowers in the middle. So to do that, I'm going to take my Pico plate, I'm going to wipe on the back with my tumble dry sheet. So this is really easy to do because I want to concentrate on the design in the middle. The Pico dies to do the outside are absolutely fantastic for that. So I'm going to take my Groovy tabs, just grab those that are stuck on the mat. I'm going to line it up. So I've taken the second largest of the circles. I'm going to line that up and get that in place. Hold that down. I need my Groovy guard to hold it while I work. I need my #1 tool that comes in the starter kit. And to start off with, I'm going to put the outer lines in. So I'm going to go round that way first. I'm going to put the second line in. Now for me, if I was at home, I'd be using the light panel because it really helps on some of the darker parchment. But I wasn't sure how it would come across on camera. So we'll go with this here. So I'm going to create my inner frame now. I'm going to turn so that my hand is comfortable in the direction it's working. Carry on with that secondary line. So we can complete our frame. I'm going to stop at the Groovy tab, do the inner part at the same time, and stop there. Swing that round, and then do this side. Make sure your Groovy tabs are still in position. But to get this so quick and easy, it was a real game changer when we introduced these, and so many people have got them now because it's the effect. I mean, Pico cutting traditionally is a skill, and it took me 6 months to learn how to do it. But if I was making a card, I'd want to concentrate more on the inner part of the design rather than spend the time Pico cutting around the outside edge. So I've done my 2 bits as far as the tabs will go, and then I'm going to move that one and then move that one. So the Groovy tabs and the Groovy guard come in the accessories kit, and they're just, for me, they're an essential when you come to do parchment craft. So we'll carry on and just complete our circle. Nice and easy. It really, really is. And now when I turn this over, I've got my lovely frame. So I'm going to work within this to build up so that I can, instead of using a square, I've used a circle. But what the idea is that we get this layering effect so that we can Pico cut in between. Now in order to do that, we need to make sure that each of the flowers are in some way attached. So I'm going to go to my folder, and I've gone with the heart blossom on this one. So I've got my Groovy plate. I need a second one to fill in my plate mate so they don't slide around. So this is the A5 click-free plate mat, and I know a lot of people at home have already got this because they recently invested in the lovely Linda Williams in the garden collection. So I'm going to go that way, pop that down, we'll take a tab and just hold that in position. So now what we're doing is we're using the plate in a more traditional method in relation to we're using it as a Groovy plate independently. So what I'm going to start off with is I'm going to trace out the largest flower in the middle. Okay, so nice and easy, follow the design, and if I jump out of the groove, I'm not going to ruin what I'm doing. And just for speed, what I'm actually going to do, I'm just going to do the outlines just so that you can see how it works, because I've got a stage where I've already done this and traced them all together. So now I've got my flower towards the centre. So what I want to do now is so that, because if I was to Pico cut around that now, it's just going to fall out. So I need to make sure that the next flower that I trace out actually connects with this one. So it doesn't matter if it overlaps a little bit, because what we're going to do is make sure that we don't trace out into the flower we've already put in position. Stay within the frame. Again, really easy. And you can do this with any of the flowers. I've chosen the heart blossom, but you can have a medley of different ones in there as well. So I'm going to pop one there, then I'm going to pop another one in place just here. And all I'm doing is just making sure that they all are attached. Depending on how much of an open space you want, depends on how many flowers you trace out. So if I wanted a big open space, then as long as this is attached in a couple of areas, then that's not a problem at all. So I've gone with the middle one just to create my anchors, so to speak, to hold that in place. But it's a really nice technique, and I thought, oh, it's a really good use of the flowers when I saw the card. And then if I go with, say, the smaller one, now the smaller one doesn't necessarily have to touch now, because I've got the larger one attached. And I'll just do a couple of these just so you can see what it looks like. But you can have real fun just building up a different medley of designs. So if I go, I'm just going to go with a little bit on this one here. So again, don't be scared. At the end of the day, it's a piece of parchment, isn't it? So all we're going to do is trace this out. Let's have a look, see where we've got. Okay, so now we can see that we've got the centre flower, but it's attached by these medium-sized flowers and they're overlapping. And that means now when we Pico cut the area around here, that's not going to fall away, and it just adds to the medley. So when we look at the card here, you can see the same thing where these ones are attached to allow the Pico cutting. So if I bring that up, you may be able to see, there we go, you can see that in a little bit more detail. So you can see the beautiful papers in the background and the beautiful colourways of the flowers. So we'll stop here at this point, and then when we come back, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of colouring and some Pico cutting, and then we'll assemble the card and we can compare the differences between the two. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon.
Oh, you can have a lot of fun, you really can. And it can really unleash your creativity. Let's have a look at some of the samples we've got here. How lovely is this? So not on a card, but on, if I turn this around to show you, some acetate at the back in a circle. And that actually has been cut, I do believe, with previous dies on the show, the Circle Pico dies that are available. And then you've got those beautiful flowers going around the outside. How unusual is that? Fantastic. Then let's think about giving gifts to somebody and giving them a gift in a beautiful little pocket bag. Make your own. You've got your parchment in the background, and then you've got those beautiful flowers there to really make this gift or party favour stand out, which is beautiful. Maybe you're thinking about something for the wall in your homes. Nice little piece of artwork. That would look lovely, and in a frame on a mount, that would look spectacular. Absolutely beautiful. And of course you could match the parchment with your home decor, but it's about making cards that are extraordinary. So when somebody receives a card like this, it's the card that they keep out, it's the card that perhaps they then put onto the wall into a frame because it's so beautiful. With the Pico cutting, with the actual Groovy plates as well, you can take these and maybe make your Christmas style cards as well. It's not just about the summer flowers, it all depends on the colours that you're using and the added elements. This one from Glynis, that is beautiful. That's a lovely card for the summer, but I'm also thinking Christmas as well, because you could add certain elements of that to make it a Christmas style card. Maggie, you've done a wonderful job here. How beautiful is that? With those beautiful blossoms forming that wreath going all the way around the outside. 2 payments of £39.97. That is a great deal, because what we're doing is dividing the cost into 2 for your one-day special. The original cost, £109.43, has been reduced by £29.50. So that is the discount that you're getting for the one-day special over a 24-hour period, or of course as long as the stocks last for you. So all we need today is £39.97. If you're a Freedom member, there's no P&P to pay. If you're not, then your P&P's on that. We'll send everything out to you, and then we'll take another payment in a month's time. So you're not waiting a month for the second part of the products. You're getting all the products, but we'll divide the cost into 2 monthly payments. It makes it affordable, and it's like getting your cake and eating it too. It really is. A wonderful design by Tina Cox, beautiful flowers that can be modern or traditional, and you've got a whole plethora of designs right there for you. 104535 is your item number for your one-day special, and you've got the folder included as well. You've got that great value of the folder included with your one-day special, so you can store your Pico dies in there. You can store your Groovy plates as well if you wish. Now we've got some more demonstrations coming up from the lovely Paul Church. Let's have a look at this one.
Hi, welcome back. So in the first part of the demo I showed you how we created the beautiful frame using the Pico circles, and we started to infill the inner part with the heart blossom design. So on the next stage, what I've already done is I've gone ahead and I've done some Pico cutting already. So we can see now with the black behind where it's created those apertures. So it's just another way of using the plates that come as part of the one-day special, that you don't necessarily have to use them with the dies, and that they are Groovy plates in their own right. So what I wanted to do now was to add a little bit more colour on the background. So what I've done this time, I've gone with the Colour exclusive pens. These are a water-based pen. I've gone with 2 colours. I've gone with number 6 and number 10, and they come to you in a lovely tin. But a lot of people have got them in their organisers. You've got 30 colours in there, but they're great. They're water-based, so they're great for your colouring and your stamping. But what I love about them is that they've got a dual tip to them. So if I take the lids off, if I bring this up close, you can see here, hopefully, you've got it's like a fine liner tip on one end, and then on the other end, you've got more of sort of like a bullet type thing. So if I write my name, we can hopefully see, so if I go Paul with the fine one, so hopefully you can see the difference between the 2 different sizes. So what's great about this means that you can get into some real fine detail, and because they're water based as well, you could scribble it out onto a mat and then use a paintbrush or a water brush to pick up and watercolour with them as well. So what I've done, I've just chosen 2 colours to tie in with my coloured parchment, which is the Indian Summer, and then all I'm doing is just adding some colour to the little hearts within the design. It's very subtle, but it just makes them stand out. Now again, if I wanted to, I could remove the colour from the parchment using an eraser pencil. But again, I just wanted to keep it simple and just use the pens directly onto the parchment. So now when we turn this over, let me show you on here, we can see now how we've just added a little bit of colour into those hearts, just to add so it can jump out a little bit. And you know what would look really nice, I've just thought about it, within those hearts you could use some sticky ink and the perca glitter, and that would really sort of make them jump out. So let's do some Pico cutting. So for that, what I'm going to be using is the Super Foam and my Pico foam. So the Super Foam is a thick white translucent mat. So if you've got the light panel, it will allow the light still to come through. But because I'm not using the light panel, if I was to pop that onto there, I can still see the lines. But if I was using clear parchment, that'd be a lot more difficult. So just out of habit, I tend to use the Pico foam because it really does stand out. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer so we can sort of see. So let me come in slowly for you. I actually got it right this time. Oh, look at that. Okay, so I need to stay in this area here. And I'm using the 2 needle bold. It comes with a set on the show as well. And what I also want to do is a good tip I got from think it was Linda or Tina, if you pop your tumble dry sheet underneath your work, every time the needles perforate, they get lubricated, so it acts so the parchment doesn't resist when you're perforating. I'm going to use my Groovy guard. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that over because I like to lean on here. Okay, I'm going to use my Groovy guard, and what you're going to do is I'm going to go back into the hole I've come out of. You hold the tool upright and you just go along, increasing by one perforation at a time. And the first time I did this, I didn't go as fast as this, and I'm turning the tool so that it's comfortable in my hand, but you can see how quick and easy this can be once you get into it, and it's quite therapeutic as well. So we're just going to go all the way around, and then it'll get to a point where I'm going to have to turn my work so it's more comfortable for me, so you can still see that. So it's just going back into the hole you've just come out of and going along. Now I remember when I first started doing parchment craft, I really didn't think that I'd be doing perforating, Pico cutting, white work. It really has evolved, and that's all because of the Groovy plate system. The Groovy system gives you that beautiful crisp white line art every single time without fail. I'm just going to turn that round so we can still see that, and I'm just going to carry on. We haven't got too much more to do, but the Groovy guard really does focus the area, and I'm just turning the tool as I go around the corners. So if you used to do this with a one needle tool, it would just look like, well, you'd really struggle to get the perfect pitch between each of the two perforations. So the two needle tool is great because it does all the work for you in that respect. Okay, so I've now done, easy does it, all my perforating in that particular area. Okay, nice and easy. So now I'm going to do some Pico cutting. So we've got three different weapons of choice, so to speak. I tend to go with the ring lock scissors because I find them more comfortable. And we're going to cut away the area in here. So this is called the waist area. I hope you can see it. So this is so you need to make sure that when you're Pico cutting, your scissors are over the waist. What you don't want to be doing is going over your artwork, because what happens is the Pico will then be on the other side. So I'm going to take my scissors, I hold them from underneath, I hold them in what we call the spoon position, so the curve is going upwards. Some people prefer to hold them in the fork position, where it goes down. So then all you're going to do is, I'm just going to rest my hand, because I find it comfortable resting, and it's the tip of the scissors that go into the perforations, and then I just tilt towards me, and then I can see it going into a peak, and as it does I then snip. So you gently squeeze the scissors and you get that beautiful Pico look. I'm going to turn my work because it's easier rather than turning my hand, he says. So sometimes when you're going around a corner, it's easy, I find it's easier just to hold it up and just gently guide it round. It took me probably about 6 months, and I've been to workshops where I've taught parchment craft and Pico cutting, and some people, it really, there was one lady I was showing how to actually watch me, never done parchment craft at all, and she did it straight away. And I said, "You must have done this before." She went, "No." I think, really? Straight away? 6 months it took me. And I always tend to go with the bold needle tool because it gives me a bigger hole, and it just makes it easier for me to see. If I was at home, my head would be a little bit more closer, but I'm conscious of the overhead camera. And you're just going to go along, and it really is so, when you get that little snip, it's so enjoyable. And I love doing the Pico cutting within the design, but I know that I'd get bored if I had to Pico cut round the outside. So before the Pico nests came out, I just used to trim it down with a craft knife and a ruler. So we're just going to go along and sit, we're almost there, because I've already done the rest of it, but it's just a really lovely finish to how it works. So we're just going to turn that round. Hopefully, yeah, we'll just move up a little bit so you can see. And then we're going to go around, and this should be the home stretch, as they say. Yes! So now, happy with that. So now I've got my beautiful aperture within my actual frame. Okay, so I'll zoom out a little bit now. Whoop, wrong again. There we go. Okay, so now we're going to assemble the card. So what I've done in the previous part, we die cut our coordinating paper. So I've got this side, or I can go with a more softer side. Which one do you prefer? Let's have a look and see what it looks like on screen. I go that way, or I go that way. Decisions. I'm going to go that way, I think, because it makes the colour stand out more. So again, attaching it, we can use brads, but I'm good, because I'm using a dark parchment, I'm going to go with a tape runner within that frame, and fingers crossed it will be fine. Now what I say fingers crossed because I've just changed my mind and putting it on the soft side. What I would do normally, before to see whether the tape runs right, I'd take a scrap of the same piece, I'd put the tape on the back and then stick it onto to see whether it would show through. So I think what I'll do is, I've got another piece here. So you know, I tested it on here and I know that I can't see the tape on there. However, if I can take that off, before I stick this down, I've got some tape on there. If I go onto the light area, yeah, I can't see that. You can't see the tape under there at all. So I feel confident now about putting it on the lighter side rather than the darker side. So we're just going to position that in place, line up all the picos, and then press down. Lovely. Whew, I'm glad that worked. Okay, then what I've done is I've taken the next size nested circle and die cut that onto white card. I'm just going to go around the outer edge there. That is then going to attach onto there, and I'm going to turn it over and rub from the back like I normally do. Then I've got the same paper on one of our card blanks. So it's all about just sort of building up the layers. I'm just going to go around, attach that onto there. So that's going to go there. Okay. And then what I've done is I've die cut some of the flowers with cards as well. So again, I've got options now. I can just leave them to create the shape, or I can trace them out. But I reckon I'm just going to leave them traced out with no line art on them to get that contrast between the two. So, I mean, I could put them straight on, but you can see it doesn't really stand out, but by having the white card underneath, it really makes that colour vibrant. So, I'm going to put some tape on there, and lay that on there. So I've got that one, and I've got the next one. So it's all about just having a play and see the different effects that you'll get. See, so I could offset that and get a different look of a flower. But I'm going to pop that one there, I reckon. I'm going to pop that one there. Actually, I'm not sure about that. I think it does probably need the designs on it. But I know time is sort of starting to run out. So I've done the same with the leaves. So you just build that up. Pop that underneath. So you've got, helps you stick it down, I suppose. I'll put some tape just on there. Line that up. There we go. Got some of the other ones. I reckon we'll just put some tape behind there like that. And then I'm going to take these ones, put some tape on the back of these. So let's pop that one in front of that one, that one in front of that one. I'm going to pop that one there, pop that one there, that one is going to pop just. Who thought I'd be doing flower arranging on TV? That's going to pop in under there. And then what I need, just like to finish off the centre of those flowers, I actually use the centres of the flowers and I just cut them out in white. Can't pick it up, where's my tweezers? Oh no, I've got that. Turn that over and we'll just put a little bit of tape just on the back. Pick that up, turn it over. Pop that in the centre, just there. That one goes in the centre, just there. And then I think it just needs a little sentiment. So I'm going to go with the sticker collection that we've got on the show. So let's have a quick look, see what we've got in here. I think we'll go with Oh Happy Day. I think that's quite nice. And then I'm just going to pop that down there, and there we have it. So I took my inspiration from a card from one of the design team members, and then this is my interpretation by changing the colourway and the actual shape by using the nested circles instead of the nested squares. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll see you again soon.
Oh, fantastic. Oh, I love Paul Church. He's so lovely, isn't it? And so relaxing to watch. But Groovy is so relaxing to do. And that's why so many new crafters are coming over to Groovy and trying it out for the first time and then getting into the groove and absolutely loving it. This is your one-day special designed by Tina Cox. Very, very talented artist, Tina. And this really is her style, that wonderful doodle style that you're getting with your Groovy plates. And then you've got the dies to cut out the Pico trimming around the edge, and this is something that traditional parchers use a pair of scissors for, and it takes them quite some time because they would have to pierce the holes in and then cut and keep them all the same each and every time. This is a way of being able to get that beautiful Pico edge, but doing it through a die cutting machine. Now, you can use these with parchment alongside the Groovy plates, but you could also use the dies with paper if you want to, and then maybe doodle and drawing your own design to that. So there's lots of ways you can use this. Lots of samples to show you here with the beautiful designs. And what's lovely about Groovy is that you can actually add other elements if you are a groovier or a grooviest. a groover. You can add your other details into those cards if you want to, and depending on the colour of the parchment, we'll change those designs, and of course we'll change the sentiment of who you're sending it to. Love the white work that you get as well when you're using these beautiful designs. This one is by Tina herself, the designer of the plates, and what a wonderful design that is, using the green parchment with the leaves. You do get the leaves included, and the flowers, they're layering the flowers up in different colours, so that's very, very effective. I do like that one very much so. I love this design by Glynis. Beautiful, beautiful. You can see there how sparkly that is if I just move that in the light, using some gems on there, so think about that. You could use these on a card, you could use these on a home decoration, you could use these on a little bag to give somebody a gift, which just adds that special touch. But it's going to take you next to no time to do, because you can use the Groovy plate and then you can cut it out with the die as well. Now the dies are, well, they have a coating on them, and this means it's going to be easy to release the work from, and that's really handy, of course, especially if you're batch making or you're in a hurry to get a job done. Maybe there's a card that you forgot to get. Here's another lovely piece of home decoration. I think something like this would be lovely for a bridesmaid, don't you? Absolutely lovely. Used on a bit of acetate around the back and then simply placed on there with some gems. Absolutely gorgeous. Another multi-layered flowered card right there, using the beauty, I mean, the detail in there is gorgeous. And these plates are available on the website if you want to go and have a look at that. So are the designer papers for the parchment, and designer papers as well. Have a look on the website for all of those. So some lovely examples of the works from the design team. Thank you so much to everybody for sending these in. But this is your one-day special. 104,535 is your item number, £79.93. You're saving £29.50. That usual price of £109.43 will be back with us tomorrow at 6 o'clock, unless the stock sells out, of course, before that. We have had a couple of busy shows already this evening. Saving on your one-day special, but also being able to divide the cost into two. The dies, the Groovy plates, and you're also getting the folder as well included, so you can put your dies in there, you can put your plates in there, you can put your artwork in there as well. It's a great solution for you, and giving you some new inspirations for the beginning or the continuation of your Groovy journey. We'll be back in a few moments' time. Do check out your baskets. Right, we've got our Phil Martin coming up on Skype next. Can't wait for that. I wonder if he's in his pyjamas. Get Groovy with Clarity One Day Special after that, and then Paper Hive, or Doobie Hive.
Now, it's really good to have your company, and to let you know that there have been a few little changes here at Hochanda. For a short while, we weren't able to ship over to America, so that meant that you were missing out on all of those wonderful goodies that we're able to bring to you here at Hochanda. Well, good news, we have resumed those orders coming to you overseas. COVID-19 meant that we couldn't fly them out to you, but of course that has changed. But something I do need to let you know is that sadly we've had to increase that post and packing per item. So it's gone up to $12.95, unfortunately. But good news, Freedom membership has remained the same at $19.99. What that means is you can place an order as often as you like during that calendar month. You could even place an order every single day, and there's no minimum and no maximum to those orders either. So it gives you the opportunity to take advantage of all those fabulous deals, those wonderful opportunities that we bring you here at Hochanda, now shipping again to you out in America. So take advantage of that. Make sure you become a Freedom member though. Take advantage of that saving.
Hi, I'm Pete from Artful and Design. We're a family-run company from the Midlands, and we have been going for around about a year now. We design handcrafted stamps, stencils and designer papers. Personally, I love crafts, and I've loved crafts from childhood, right from when I first won an art competition when I was 5 years old. I love to inspire, and what my aim is to get the crafters to see their own potential. I like them to be in charge of their own creativity. What I hope is that our images provide the kickstart to your mojo and help you create your own works of art. Tune into Hochanda, be part of the artisan design world, and come and join me on this creative path.
Hi, I'm Barbara Gray from Clarity Stamp here in the UK. Teamwork makes the dream work, and at Clarity we are designers and manufacturers of, dare I say, beautiful, top quality and award-winning craft products. We are home to the very first, the original transparent art stamp. We hand make them here in Kent, and our talented illustrators are always coming up with new original concepts and wonderful artwork. In addition, we design and manufacture top quality stencils and masks. In fact, we also make precision cut reusable masks for our stamps. Since January 2017, we are also the new owners of Pergamano International, bringing together a wonderful blend of old and new parchment art. We are so fortunate to be able to showcase our newest and best products here on Hochanda, and to be able to demonstrate our art ideas to you, our Hochanda friends. So if you would like to learn more about Clarity stamping, stencil work, parchment art, both groovy and traditional, please join us, myself and the Clarity team, here on Hochanda for ideas and inspiration.
Hello, my name's Catherine Sturrock and I bring to Hochanda my company Character Crafts. Character Crafts brings to you our laser cut designs. Each design is designed by myself. We cut them on the laser machines here in Doncaster and bring the products to you at home. Character Crafts is suitable for all ages and all abilities, so I hope that I can inspire you and help you along with your crafting. I like to show you how to use different paint techniques and different techniques to bring the characters alive, and use various mediums to decorate, and I also use air dry clay for decorating with the flowers. So make sure you look out for the Character Craft shows on Hochanda. I hope to see you soon.
A very good evening to you. We are live here on Hochanda until 10 o'clock tonight. I've got a bit of good news for you. From July the 1st, we are live on Freeview all the way through until 10 p.m. of an evening here on Hochanda. So if you are watching us on your smart TVs at the moment, enabled with the internet, or on your smart devices like your phone, your tablet, your computer, you will be able to watch us on regular Freeview all the way through until 10 p.m. We're very excited about that. Now, I'm very excited because we've got a great show lined up. It's the monthly mega deal with our Phil Martin. Sentimentally Yours. We have got a stamping special box kit, and this is issue number 3. Oh my word, when you get this home, you will take that magazine out of the box. You will have a plethora of designs to go through, lots of goodies to read, lots of suggestions and inspiration as well. And when you make and create, you've got the stamps to go with it, you've got the papers to go with it, you've got the sentiments to go with it, so you can start building, creating and making instantly. Now, if you're looking at the screen, you're thinking, my, that's a lot to get. Well, it certainly is. But take a look at the price. It's certainly not a lot to pay. That's why we have been incredibly busy. When we launched this, I think it was, well, it was the other day, we launched this. We were so busy. £19.98. Can you believe that? That is an incredible price, because you're getting the stamps included, the A4 paper pack included, the magazine included as well, full of inspiration. If you want to get hold of it, it's 211453 is your item number. Now, with the magazine, of course, you've got that cheeky little picture of our Phil on there. And I think it's a brand new picture as well. So, yeah, you've got the upgraded Phil Martin, although not like that at the moment, not with lockdown locks, but he's lovely, isn't he? So if you wanted to, there's your first project. Cut it out and make it into a key ring. Open up the magazine. We'll go through this in more detail, but you've got lots of information. Oh, look, there's our Leonie. Oh, you got a lovely Julia there as well. So a day in the life. You'll be able to read all about our Phil Martin and what he gets up to. So we'll go through the magazine in a moment's time. We'll go through page by page. You also get some papers in there as well. So lots of inspiration to make and create the cards. For example, the one on the front there, where have I put it? Just there. Look at that. So that's the card that you can make and create. You've got your little picture underneath of that, which is rather nice, don't you think? It's beautiful. So you'll have lots of help along the way, lots of hints and lots of tips as well. Now, the stamps that you're getting with the sentiments as well, you're also getting a stencil. So you can use this to create your backgrounds on some of the papers that are included. You've got a lovely nautical theme there, haven't you? I love that scroll on your birthday. And with that, because you've got that die, you could put anything in there. You could cut it out and you could put mum, you could put dad, you could make it that traditional tattoo of a sailor or anyone that sails at sea. But you've also got your sentiments here that you can use. You've got mothers, you've got fathers, you've got with love on your, take it easy, have a wonderful day, it's a special or to a special friend. So you can mix and match your sentiments and make your own up. This is a lovely card, isn't it? I really like this. So you've got the sailing ship just peeking through. You've got that wonderful nautical northeast, southwest atlas. Not atlas, what I'm thinking about. Compass, that's it. Oh my goodness. And then you open it up, look at that, love that, really pretty card. And a great construction as well that Phil will take you through in the book to show you how to make that. But it doesn't have to be the projects in the book that you make and create, of course. You can use your own inspirations when you get the actual kit home. So let's lift this up and pop that there. Lovely card. Beautiful colours in here as well. £19.98. That is an incredible deal, don't you think? But we're very busy, and stock-wise, 60% of the stock has already gone, and we only launched on Saturday. It is supposed to last a month. This is an adorable little card here. This is actually modelled on our Phil Martin. And then you open this up, and then you've got today is your special day. Have a good one. Isn't that lovely? What a lovely card. Shaker cards as well. These really will lend themselves to shaker cards. So you've got the window in there, you've got your sailboat, and then of course you can open up the card and you can add a sentiment in there if you want to. So some lovely designs. Another project. Look at that. You've got your ring, and then you've got your little lighthouse on the side. And this is one of the projects that's also in the magazine just there. So that's in the magazine. 211-453. What a deal. It's a monthly mega deal, and you can get all of that home, including your paper pad, for £19.99, saving £5. It's a great price. It really is, everybody. And what a great gift that is going to be for yourself or someone